City, welcome to Denver. This is Empower Field at Mile High. And a good one in store this afternoon. It's the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos. Mike Tirico, along with my partner Greg Olson. It's Will Lutz, the kicker, who gets this started. And off we go here from Mile High. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year two. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year two, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year two is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback. Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away, picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Daniels going to keep it on the zone read. And no place to go. He's hidden down behind the line.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
That's not an easy catch by any means, but at this level, Mike, you get paid to catch them all. And really, you get paid to catch the hard ones. And you know that hit, it's coming either way. I remember learning as a young player early in my career, the hit's coming, you're going to get knocked to the ground. It feels a lot better getting off the ground and handing the ball to the official.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL.
And he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9.
At the 38-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and a yard. Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
A gain of 9 yards.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Play action now. It's Nix. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to. And it'll be Jalen Waddle, the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Dobbins. And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. Frankie Luvu there to make the play defensively.
Luvu on the stop. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
They need 8 as they come up for third down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Taking off, he'll try to get there. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. This one complete to Sutton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Commanders' 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. They'll go play action with Nix. He's got it inside the 5. And he's going to be brought down. A big-time play for the Broncos. 31 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Well, swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it first and goal. That one, take it in. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Broncos.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. First and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He's got it. Broncos will take a 7-0 lead.
Next the score, Broncos 7, Commanders 0.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. This one taken at the 7. Position to start as the return is past the 40. The Commanders offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll start out first down and 10. Swing this one out to White, and he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Back at the 37-yard line.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll go play action here with Daniels. That's caught downfield. McLaurin brings it in. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They gain 18 yards on that one. First down, Washington.
First down, Commanders.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Broncos' 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. That one's Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
A bit of a risky throw there, Mike. You don't love to see a quarterback force the ball, especially into a crowded area. In the end, I think he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
To the air again is Daniels. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down.
And you don't earn the reputation this guy has, Mike, without having some really elite ball skills at your disposal. I mean, he's universally considered one of the best corners in the entire league, and when he makes plays like this, it's pretty easy to see why.
The Broncos offense ready for their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly, and even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
That's good.
15-yard pickup there. Good for a Denver first down.
At the 35-yard line.
You hear teams talk about it all the time, Mike. Let's win at the point of attack. And boy, this team here early in the first quarter, they've done just that.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And let's get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
And once he got his head around, he realized he was in danger. I mean, luckily, he was able to get rid of that ball before it turned into a negative play.
On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. A gain there of 15. First down, Broncos.
First down.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down.
Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this defense, they have come to play here. They're starting this game physical, flying to the ball. They are defending every blade of grass, and they're letting these guys know early on, if you come in our area, you better be ready to play through contact.
Second down. Nix. That's caught on the right side by Sutton. Get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of
So they have
7.
these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's first and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. Here's a run. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
You know, Mike, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
Play action, he'll set up to throw. And they'll get about 5 yards closer, but now it is 3rd and goal.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And he overshot his man. Out of the end zone, that one's incomplete. Evan Ingram, the intended target. And it'll be 4th and goal coming up.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos will extend to a 10-0 lead. So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. So far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Play action, Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
So sometimes the best way to defend some of these physical receivers and tight ends is to bring the fight right to them, is to get up, challenge them, contact, dislodge the ball. And now listen, that's easier said than done, but as we just saw, if you can do it, it works wonders.
Jerome Ford was the intended receiver there, and it'll be 3rd down.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
Moving to his left. He'll try to run for it. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
Headed left, buying time. He'll run again. And Daniels will have the 1st down as he's able to slide and avoid the contact.
11 more yards. That's another Washington 1st down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a 1st down.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Off his own read, Daniels going to hang on to it.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. Working out of the gun. It's in trouble, and down he goes. Zach Allen getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. He's going to keep it himself. Taking advantage of the room to run. A gain of 19 on the scramble.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for Washington. First down. A gain of 19 yards. First down, Washington.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. Commanders with the football to begin the 2nd quarter. They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. As we are ready to get back underway. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Second and a yard.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
He'll try to run with White. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short.
No gain on the play.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he's able to get the ball across the goal line. He's in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown, Greg.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned quarterback sneak. Kind of a play that's taken the league by storm. Not necessarily the tush-push like we see up in Philly, but just as effective here, Mike.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders are on the board. It's 10-7.
Broncos 10. Commanders 7.
So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. He'll give it to Dobbins. And he's going to have the Broncos first down as the tackle is made just shy of the 40.
It's a gain of 11.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Now, faking the give. That's caught. Left inside by Ingram. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Second down and 8. They'll throw. It's Nix. To the left side, into the hands of Franklin. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 7 brings up 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. They'll run the sneak, and he will have a Broncos first down. Able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to throw is Nix. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. That's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
Ball down to the 16-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw, and he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd
and there's a great example of the pressure altering the quarterback's plan. They need to continue to get him off his spot, continue to make him speed through those progressions. I think if they can continue to do that, they're going to find good success.
To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being up to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Commanders' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now Daniels. He keeps it himself. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Commanders first down.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
Here's a give up the middle with White. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
First down.
This offensive line continues to be very physical at the point of attack. They've been able to give their backs plenty of room to run. And that's why they've already eclipsed the century mark here in the opening half.
Now Daniels going to give this forward to the receiver. and he's not going to get too far tackled after a gain of just a yard.
At the 45-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. Here's Daniels. That's to McLaurin. They connect again. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That pass play good for 22. Good for a Commander's first down.
22 yards. And the Commander's first down.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs. You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
Throwing on 2nd down. Daniel. There he goes again. And he'll go into a slide here. They're going to mark him just a little short of the first down.
And that was really well defended along the back end, Mike. And with nobody open downfield, he's got no choice but to turn into a runner. They end up rallying to the ball, and they limit to a minimal gain.
He'll find his running back right. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
It's almost like the defense knew the back was getting the ball there, because from the moment the ball was snapped, there was a defender all over him, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Jake Moody on for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Moody's kick is good. And the Commanders will level the score at 10 apiece. So, the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
First down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Here's Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
41-yard line.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Working out of the gun. It's Nix. sending it deep for Waddle. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
It's now fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Here's Lane. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. In motion, Okonkwo. Off the play fake, here's Daniel. He finds De'Ami Brown. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Commanders.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
Right back to Brown. He's got it again. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Two minutes to play here in what's been an even first half. Greg and I return to Denver after this. And in motion is Brown. Daniels to throw on 2nd down. That run complete to Jalen Lane. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
On the play.
Call it a gain of 13. First down,
A
Washington.
gain of 13 yards. First down, Washington.
Throwing again, Daniels. He takes off, showing off the footwork, sliding down after a gain of 8.
8 yards.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly, realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket, decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. He'll take off again, and he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete. Chiggs Okonkwo was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Daniel. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him, It brings up second down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Daniels. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And I think this is just a really good quarterback play. You understand you got 3 points in your pocket. Don't try to be a hero on 3rd down and make the perfect pass. Throw it away, and at the end, just come away with points on this drive.
For the field goal, a 40-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders going to take the lead. It's now 13 to 10.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Halftime, coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. And he will sit on it here in the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
12 yards.
Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half.
Yard line.
Nix, now to throw it here on 1st down. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and that will lead to a 2nd down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
2nd down. Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And the offense will elect to burn a timeout. 5 seconds remaining in this 2nd quarter. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. And this is a long one. Officially 64-yard field goal attempt. That one's on target, and it is good from the other side of midfield. One of the longest field goals in NFL history.
Wow, what a big kick there. I mean, just looking down, anytime the kicker is lined up on the other side of the 50, you think, there's no way this ball's going to get there, Mike. But listen, he's got a big leg. This one he strikes absolutely perfect. That was good off the foot.
And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. Now he'll air one out. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. On the return, here's Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Quan Martin is there for the stop.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's down and 6. Now it's Dobbins. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
And this is what happens when your offensive line and your back are in sync and on the same page. Great job by the O-line distorting the defense at the point of attack, and then the running back understanding where that hole is, hitting it full speed, brings up a fresh set of downs.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
You know, there's a rule that's pretty simple when you're running routes against zone coverage, Mike, and it's as simple as if you're open, stay open. Instead, you see the receiver here, he ends up running to a covered window, and it just clouds the vision of the quarterback. Instead of throwing into a wide open target, he's now forced to throw into a contested area.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
10 yards to go.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. The Commanders' offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. On play action, Daniels. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
It's now
Tie game, 2nd half. Mistakes here can really decide the outcome of the game. So it's a really smart play. Nothing's open. Just throw it out of bounds. Live to fight another play.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down.
Automatic first down.
Shotgun snap and a give to White. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. Jonathan Cooper in there for a loss of 5 on the sack, and now it's 3rd down.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Short one there to Okonkwo. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So he isn't able to move the chains, but I think this is still a great example to just point out that certain guys on the field earn the trust of their quarterback. And he wasn't even necessarily open, Mike, but he's still, hey, it's 3rd down. Give one of my best players an opportunity to go up and compete for the ball. And he's going to continue to get more of these 50-50 opportunities when he keeps coming down.
Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 35-yard line.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 1. They'll stick with him again. Ooh, some hitting going on now. He was rocked right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the
Now
play.
the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was 2nd and 1. He decides to go with the conservative run, gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on 3rd down. Does he try to change it up, or does he just turn around and hand it off again?
Try to pick this one up on the ground. And that's not going to work either. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It's going to bring up 4th down.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
The Broncos bringing out their punter.
For the Broncos.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Commanders offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. Swing this one out to White, and he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He'll step up and run, and he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a first down.
On the play. That's good for a Commanders first down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
Now it's White. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
Ball carrier. He was brought down by Drew Sanders. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 9. Throwing now, Daniels. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Quarterback's trying to give his big tight end a chance to go up and use that large catch radius, unable to connect. Little letdown here for the tight end community, Mike.
3rd and 9. They'll throw with Daniels. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That's caught. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside the 25-yard line.
And the Washington
A big play there for Washington. 35 yards.
Once he saw the defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot and drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is vulnerable in a few areas along the back end, but none of that will matter if this protection can't do a better job holding up long enough that they can find some of these open receivers that have been able to separate. He just doesn't have the time to get him the ball.
Left side, it's caught by Brown. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 10.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. And he's going to have the first down. Just past the marker. It is 1st and goal.
That's another Washington Commanders first down. 1st and goal, Washington.
The motion man here is McClure. Little quick pass to the receiver heading left. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
Well, you could tell that the defense had seen that play on game tape, and they were ready for it. They tried to do a little jet sweep pop pass out of the gun. Defense was all over it. Nowhere to go, no gain.
From the pistol, a give to White. And the defense stiffening here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and goal coming up.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
And he will score! Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Moody now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Commanders will go up by 7.
The score, Commanders 20, Broncos 13.
So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. On the zone read, this is Nix. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
It's a gain of 11.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
They'll give it to Dobbins. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
Goes first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
They'll stay on the ground, and that'll be a pickup of 3.
Taken down at the 41. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
From the 41, here's second down and 7. Back to the ground, he'll get it again. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
3rd and 10. Back to throw is Nix. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. But if he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, first down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target. He's not there in time to reel it in.
And that's going to work out well. Out of bounds, and they mark it inside the 5-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over, and they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down up around the 24-yard line.
A gain of
19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
1st and 10, and here comes Ford. And a good run.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and...
So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5. Daniels now going to look to throw. Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. It's an incompletion.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
Gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Washington 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now Daniels. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
The pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
It's complete, and they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock, but the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go away. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again. Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Throwing on 2nd down. Daniels. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays, but I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. That's going to be caught, and he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain, and that'll set up 4th down. So, Jake Moody on in this big situation. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one, right down the middle. It's good, and that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. On the return, here's Mims. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense. And their running back set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. A run with Dobbins. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Great way to start the drive. A gain of 20 and a 1st down.
First down.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'd say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
Defense got lucky on that one. There's no one accounting for the running back out of the backfield as they should have, and fortunately for them, he bails him out by not securing the catch.
Here's Dobbins, and that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, that's it.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He's got his tight end, it's Ingram. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Denver 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 20. 1st down, Broncos.
Man, how nice is it to have a guy like this? He's your backup running back, but he's kind of a change of pace. He's got that home run ability, and he showed it there. That was a heck of a run.
Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
On 2nd down, it's Nix. He's got room to roam. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
He'll step up and he will score. Game on. Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3. A field goal here in the 4th quarter. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to take over once more.
At their own 33-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's the pressure. Too much, and he goes down.
And this quarterback just continues to take a beating throughout the entire game. They have to find a way to keep him upright. Otherwise, I'm not sure if he's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. Well, they'll get some of the sack yards back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
It's actually a really nice job there on 2nd down, putting this into a 3rd and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that 1st down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor. And this time, it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Like, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
To return, it's Mims. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Broncos' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. It's Dobbins into the secondary, past the 40. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
A gain of
that one good for 26 yards.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Watch the running back's patience here, Mike. He's slow, and then he hits it. That's the key here. If he goes too fast, their linemen aren't ready yet. Really well executed, great run.
He takes off. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
It's a gain of 11. That's another Broncos 1st down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes a pay.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Dietrich Wise there on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 34-yard line.
To throw is Nix. But that's made there by Sutton. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
That's another
really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Dobbins. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. dropped for the loss of a yard.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
They get 24 on that one, and just like that, it's first and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
That's a really important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up first and goal, but allows everybody in the huddle to just take a deep breath. We're no longer in this frantic offensive possession. Let's get our best play. Let's make sure everyone understands what to do because we know we need to finish this off with skill.
And he will do it himself. He's in. Bo Nix. Touchdown, Denver. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Lutz for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Broncos have taken a 4-point advantage.
Commanders 23.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This taken at the 5. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Commanders' offense ready to take over once again. Here's first and 10. Throwing is Daniel. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Second down and 10.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Daniels to throw on second down. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
To throw is Daniels. Escaping to his left, and he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here we go. This is fourth down. He'll get this one complete to Brown. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as this defense can't come up with the play they needed. They surrender a gain of 17 on fourth down. They'll drop to throw. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. It'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
It's a gain of 20. And the Washington first down.
Plenty of time, plus 2 timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Middle of the field, he's got a Conquo. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another first down. To the air again is Daniels. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Throwing again, Daniel. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. De'Ami Brown was the one he was looking for. And it's going to be 3rd down. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. Called in at the 2. And the commander is going to be set up with 1st and goal. Pass play moves them down to the 1.
First down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll run here. It's 4. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
It's one thing if you don't get the ball in the end zone, but it's another to lose this many yards. And I think now for this offense and this play caller, they've got to reevaluate their approach down here in tight.
On 2nd down, it's Daniels. Swing this one out to White. Now the Commanders will use their 3rd and final timeout to stop it with a little over 30 left in the game. This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
And on 3rd down, what they're trying to do, Mike, is just get the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of one of his playmakers, but he just doesn't focus through the catch. Lapse of concentration, ends up in a drop, and falls incomplete.
They'll go. It's White. And this is not going to do it. The defense comes through here in the final minute, and it may just be enough to get them a victory.
What a stand there. 4th and goal, game on the line. It looks like this offense is putting together a game-winning drive, and the defense comes out with the stop of the day.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts, so just one kneel down and then time to shake hands. In here on the ground. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it.
Pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. So this will wind up a win for the Broncos. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Broncos are winners. As we say, so long from Denver.